lies beyond the stars. Those thousand heights too vast to climb. I got so high to fall so far, but I found heaven. This love's what now. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down, upward and falling, spirit is soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. What treasure waits within your skies? This gift of freedom broken by. I bought the world and sold my heart. You traded heaven to have me again. Found me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out to surrender. Come sweep me up in your love again. And my soul will dance on the wings of forever. Found me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out to surrender. Come sweep me up in your love again. And my soul will dance on the wings of forever. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit silent. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. Found me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out to surrender.
Heri masakalayabo, durilebe orobo sekeyekebo. Heri masandalayabo, kurilebe rebe santalayabu. Heri masekeleyebo, durilebe orobo sakayakabo. Heri masandalayabo, kurilebe santa yakarabu. Erima santa la bubu Yahuwah orobo sekeyeke o. Erima santa la yabo orobo sekeyeke o. Erima santa la bubu kurilebe orobo shanta la yaba o. Erima sekeyeke o orobo santa la yabo. Erima sekeyeke Yahushua orobo sakayakabo. Erima santa la yabeo kurilebe erebo shanta la bubu. Erima sekeyeke kurilebe orobo santa la yabo. Erima sakayaka orobo sekeyeke orobo santa la yabe. Erima santa la bubu ruahako dash orobo sekeyeke o. Erima santa la bubu kerelebo orobo sekeyeke o. Erima santa la bu orobo sekeyeke o. Erima santa la bu orobo santa la yake. Erima sedele boya orobo sekeyeke yeke o. Erima santa la bu orobo sekeyeke. Erima santa la bubu Yahuwah orobo santa la bobo yeke yeke o. Orobo sakala yaka yako. Orobo santa la bebe Yahuwah. Orobo santa la bubu Yahushua. Orobo sekeyeke yeke o. Orobo sekeyeke Yahushua. Orobo santa la bubu karalabe. Orobo santa la bubu ruach hakodesh Hakodesh, Orobo Santa Layabo, Orobo Santa Layabeyeke, Orobo Santa Labubu, hey, Orobo Sekeleke, oh, Erima Delebo, Erima Delebo, oh, Erima Deleya, oh, Hideleya, Yarabaseke, Deleya, oh, Deleya, Maseke, Yekebo, Masendelebo, Yekebo, Kurila Baseke, oh, Maseke, Yekebo, Erima Delebo, Erima Deleya, oh, Erima Sendelebo, Sendelebo, oh yes, Alaboseke, Sendelebo, Yahuwah, Sendelebo, oh Yoshua, Sendelebo, Ruach HaKodesh, Ruach HaKodesh, Ruach HaKodesh, Sendelebo, Yerebosei, Yahuwah, Yahushua, Sendelebo, Yahuwah, Namoseke, Yahushua, Kurelebe, Makabaye, Yahuwah, oh Maseke, oh, Yahushua, oh, Yahuwah, Ruach HaKodesh, oh, Yahuwah, Orobo Seke, oh, Yahushua, Kurelebe, Hinaraboye, Ruach HaKodesh, Durilebe, Umaraba, Seke, Seke, Yahuwah, Kurilebe, Seke, Yao, Erima Delebo, Erima Sendelebo, Erima Sekebo, Erima Santulubu, hey, Seke, Yeke, Mabo, Seke, hallelujah, oh, Himoseke, Erebo, Erima Delebo, hey, Yahuwah, oh, Yahuwah, hey, Yahushua, Kurilabaseke, oh, Ruach HaKodesh, Durilebe, Himaseke, Yeke, oh, Yahushua, oh, Yahuwah, Ruach Chodeo, Yahuwah, oh, my baby, Reboseke. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Yisrael scattered in the four corners of the earth, and to the Gentiles called by the name of Yahuwah, Shabbat Shalom family. For you are the reason of our timeline truth, because the time is near. Just as we see the days goes by, and so draw nigh the coming of our Messiah, King Yahushua. Just as the Malek of Yahuwah said unto Yehukanah the Revelator, sealed not the prophecies of this book, for the time is near. How so near is the time? A step to the door. Exactly what we are doing here, family. Decode the end times prophecies, signs, dreams, in preparing people, house, body for the returning of King Yahushua HaMashiach, our eternal bridegroom, to whom ever eternally due all praises, worship, glory, wealth, honor to the glory of his magnificent Father Yahuwah the Almighty, and the forever pure energy. What you are hearing now, it is the replica of a thing that is going on right now in the heavens, in the spirit realm. Yes, there is a shift for the sake of the elect, so that they will be awakening and get ready to meet their Savior. Just as the Ruach HaKodesh always said to the ministries, to the congregations, let him that have ear hear what the Ruach HaKodesh and the signs of the last days is saying right now. Do you have an ear to hear? Therefore, hear right now.
I obviously believe that Watchman, Yahoo, and Deborah did not pay me to do the intro for White It Out 4 to deceive the masses. The true Israelites are the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans scattered throughout the earth. The Judah team has an agenda to make all the tribes Hamite. Matthew 24:4 says, to take heed that no man deceive you.
Hey guys, the gig is up. I'm not the real Jesus. As a matter of fact, the fella's name wasn't even Jesus. He had a Hebrew name. There wasn't a letter J until a few hundred years ago. With that being said, I have fooled the whole world into the biggest sham of all time. The name and identity of the real fella has been taken over by me. There are thousands of paintings of Jesus, and they don't even come close. Jesus was the creation of the Roman Catholic Church, which served to replace the real fella, who probably looked more like Morgan Freeman. But who cares? The truth doesn't matter, as long as you pay your tithes. Gotcha.
Prior to this, I will always give a preset. On Revelation 12, verses 9, I read, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. As is being read now, shouldn't this shatter the too many dreams, lies, a strong delusion of the devil foundation around you? Of course, it should have. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You see, Father, I just want to bless you this very moment for the sake of the elect. For this reason, that there is a stipulation. Is not he. The truth of the matter is that is not he that wills, nor he that runneth. It is for the Yahuwah that showeth mercy. Mercy already is being extended to the elect. Mercy is on the side of the elect. That is why this is the reason for this stipulation. This stipulation is being given for the sake of the elect. He said they won't be utterly being deceived. Somehow, come rain, come sun, they will be rescued. I bless you for the Yahuwah. Mishmaker and my family and people. Here we are again in the presence, in a court of the Yahuwah, with this breathful, powerful, retouching message that is already being titled for you and me, I think, 3 weeks ago. Titled, called 7 Steps to Approach the Throne of Yahuwah versus Satanic Trinity. It is the abomination of desolation. So, having said this, let me set the stage with Deuteronomy 32, verses 1. Let me say, yes. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My daughter shall drop as the rain, and my speech shall distill as the dew, as a small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Yahuwah. Ascribe, yea, greatness unto our Elohim. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A Elohim of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is he. All glory unto you for the Yahuwah. Family, please, this message is the part 4. So for you to really get the fullness of this statement, kindly listen to the first and second and third clip. so that you understand what we are doing here. So right now, before we go into our subject today, we have so much to talk about. I also pray for the Yahuwah helps me anytime also permitted, so that I will be able to establish every point and details of our blood. Now, according to what we are already into, what is the royal law for? How does it play out in our lives? So I will kindly like us to refresh our memory again, because I said I'm going to be quoting it again and again. So as we have already set the stage, let's see what the royal law is for. Number one, as I listed it out, it functions as a sacred marriage covenant between Yahuwah and his people Yisrael. Point two, it outlines how the marriage is to be lived out. Its stipulation are what makes it a happy and a fruitful marriage. Point three, yeah. Its precept describe how the marriage would function. 4. Its word picture tells what marriage life would be like. Point 5. Its judgment describe how each of the partner would relate to each other. Point 6. For either part to violate the agreements, violate the marriage itself. Someone shouldn't do that. You shouldn't violate your wedding covenant with Yahuwah. It is dangerous. And point 7. The groom promised never to violate it, because the groom is almighty for the Yahuwah himself. He has never broken his word. Just as he said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word remain for eternity. You see, so somehow we, the bride, always sometime act so unfaithful unto our bridegroom. But that is the good reason for the blood of Messiah, that he will always push us back to this wedding covenant. Unfortunately, almost a third part of this earth is not under this covenant. They violate it, they disagree, and Jesus divorced almost 3 billion souls from this wedding covenant. He divorced them. They are not under it at all. You know, we always, by his grace, try to fulfill every writing of these documents. We can't help doing anything about that other than to stand for the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Exactly what we are doing here, family. Now, before, I don't know if you are Suleiman fans, sorry, this one is also going to be another bad Facebook message for you. Because the blood speaketh good things. The blood of Messiah speaketh good thing more than that of Abel for us. And Revelation said they overcame him, the dragon, the great dragon, the only thing that make us to be an overcomer. It is the blood of Messiah. And the Messiah, excuse me, I removed that X. It's just singular. And by the word of our testimony. Again, because today we are going to discuss about every details of our blood vessels. How it applied to the fact is a mind-boggling. Let me first of all go to this. So as we are going to talk about the blood, so I would also like to share these little testimonies briefly. I'm just going into it so briefly. How the blood also speaks a good thing for me, right in the spirit world. And this also again has to do with Suleiman. Now, this vision was about 7 years ago, because it said they overcome me, they overcame the dragon by the word of their testimony as well. There is physical part and there is spiritual part. Now, it was over 7 years ago, while I was in this very dreadful vision, that I was on the street looking for my Messiah. In fact, in that revelation, I don't have a house. I always roam around. I was just running, not just running. I was walking straightward, but always on the street. I don't have a house. So whereby, as I was on the streets, I saw all these pastors. If they will come to me in a kind of evangelizing. Of course, they were evangelizing to me and say, "Sister, I know you are in search of Messiah. come, you will find him. So they will tell me, come, you will find him in my ministry. So I will go in with them. So as I went in with the first one, on the surface, of course, he dressed as a pastor. But as soon as I got into his ministry, the music just changed. That the pastor becomes fetish priest and the supposed called ministry becomes coven. It's rhyme. And I said, what am I doing here? So with that hunger, I walked out of them. Again, entered the street with this straight way. So again, another one will come to me. They were doing evangel. They were trying to speak to me about the word. Then I went in again with the second one, the third one, the fourth one. The thing was just all the same. Then when I came out, I think from the fifth one, I vowed in my heart that I will never go into their midst anymore. In fact, I want to remain on the street and keep in search of whom I'm in search of, looking for, which is my Messiah. So I made up my mind never to go among them anymore. So what happened? One also run after me again. Sister, come, I know you are looking for a Messiah. I will show you where I know where he is. And this is how bad it has become that I will just say, I'm sorry, you don't have him. And what you want to tell me, I know already. You want to quote for me John 3:16. I don't need that. I need more than John 3:16. You don't have what I need. So that was how I would just discharge them on the street and keep walking on that straight way. Until I got to a point, this one, oh my Father, he just called me with another voice that any of them have never used for me. He said, beloved sister, most beloved sister. This was how he addressed me in that vision. He said, come, I know you are looking for our Messiah. Come, I will show you where you can find him. That voice sounds so real. That voice sounds so encouraging. As I turned my back, who did I saw? It was Suleiman. And he looks different from every other one that has been coming to me. He looks so real. He looks so encouraging. Oh, and I said, okay, sir. I said, I'm just in need. He said, yes, I know you are in search of him. Don't worry, just come over. I will show you where you can find him. And I said, okay. And I said, sir, I have a son. So what I will do now, I will call my son to first of all come and meet you. And then later, I will meet up with you guys. He now said, no problem. Immediately, I called my son. I said, Victory, come. You know, so pastor like this. He said, yes, mom. I said, please, just go and meet him now. Then my son ran after Suleiman. Then Suleiman took him to his ministry. So my son never said a word, but not quite too long, I myself also went to join them. But as soon as I entered into his ministry, the music changed again. This was, oh my Father, I don't even have a word to classify how the temple, the coven was. The one I saw outside looked as a sheep. As soon as I got into that coven, it became fetish priest and wolves. Oh my Father, as I entered the most difficult part of this place, immediately you enter, the power of your speech is gone. You will be paralyzed. You will be mute. You won't be able to speak. You will be hypnotized. As soon as I enter this ministry, and I see a shrine, it was just a coven, the kingdom of darkness. Oh, my Father was groaning in my heart. I said, what have I done to myself? I vowed that I will not come among these people. Why am I here again? Now, my son was so very close to this Suleiman, and Suleiman took my son, and with a sword in his right hand, he wanted to slaughter my son. He said he wanted to sacrifice my son for his gods. And I said, Father, what have I done? The only one I have. What am I doing here? But I couldn't say don't do it. I couldn't rebuke him. I couldn't speak to him. I couldn't say don't do it. If I was just mute, paralyzed, but I was groaning in my spirit. So before you knew it, a man, a very huge, gigantic man, appeared from the heavens and stepped his feet into that coven. So as soon as he appears in that coven, Suleiman speaks up. He says, son of man, you come to interrupt me? Then the man speak to me and said, didn't I tell you that you shouldn't believe all spirit, but to test all spirit to see if they are from me or from the devil? And I said, yes. I said, but this man is doing miracle, because anybody who goes to him, he always do miracle of money for them. So, and I said, so I'm in need of money. That was why I also come to him to do this miracle of money for me. So the man that came from heaven and said, you have to sacrifice your son for money. They are not quiet. So then Suleiman speak up and said, allowed me to kill her. So the man that came from heaven and said, didn't you see she is soaked from head to toe with my blood? He said, yes, I know. That is why I couldn't go close to her in the first place. But allowed me to kill her son. Then the man that came from heaven and said, Psalm 23, cover her son. Immediately, Suleiman left hand that he used to hold my son's neck, wanted to sacrifice him. That hand was paralyzed, and the sword fell from his right hand. So the man that came from heaven told me, take your son and leave. So that was how we came out alive in that vision. Could you believe this thing happened physically? That was 4 years ago. When I come in contact with one of Suleiman's message, as soon as I listened to that message, he was talking about Shabbat. That Shabbat is heavily mandatory day of worship. That Sunday is never been found in the royal law. There is not even one scripture that authorized Sunday. I was captured by this message. I said, wow, meaning this man is keeping Shabbat. He make a lot of references to Shabbat, how to keep it holy. I said, wow, this is great. This is what I'm looking for. Immediately, I called my son in Nigeria. I said, come, Victory, do you know someone like this? He said, yes, mommy, I knew him. I said, okay, please just go. Because he's the law, he's the only boy. He was trying to live some kind of lifestyle that doesn't go well with the Bible, just like the lifestyle of the two sons of Eli. That was the lifestyle this boy was trying to live, but I couldn't give him that chance. I stopped him from Sunday madness, and I said no. So I was trying to push him to a genuine pastor that will help me to stand his life. So that was why I said, okay, go to Suleiman. He keep Shabbat, so also go and be fellowshipping with him. With a heart of obedience, he now said, okay, Mom. Therefore, he went. He spent almost a year plus or 2 years over there. He never tell me nothing that was going on over there. Not that long. I take about a year plus or 2 years plus now, precisely. A friend of mine in Italy, she now called me. So we were just discussing about the things of the Most High. She now said, my sister, if I fall into this man's hand or into Suleiman's hand, I said, what? He said, yes, so because she was having fibroid and they said she's going to do operation. So she was already on the list of operations. So now Suleiman conducts a crusade. So as soon as she heard that Suleiman is coming, immediately she now went and said, if I can see this man, my problem will be over. So as soon as she went, what happened? Suleiman just called her by her name. He just called her. He said, with that, all her body was shaking. He said, hey, this fibroid, you are going today. He said, so he said she now walked towards him in the altar. Therefore, Suleiman said, woman, tonight you are going to deliver. And you are pregnant with a baby boy. You are going to deliver a baby boy. You won't go through operation, but normal delivery. So she don't say, no, sir, no. I'm not pregnant. That is why I'm here. This thing you are seeing like a pregnancy, it is fibroid. My name is already on the list of operation. So as soon as I heard you are coming, that is why I run to you, sir, deliver me. So Suleiman said, okay, whatever it is, you are going to deliver it like a child. So meanwhile, tonight, this thing is coming out. You don't have to stay out. You have to go to the hospital because you are going to be needing doctor assistance. My girlfriend said, okay. He said she was just waiting now for the service to be over. Right away, she ran to the hospital. I spoke with the doctor and said, yes, I'm already on the operation list, but a man of God just came. Whatever he said, that is it. Please, I want to, because this thing is coming out tonight, I don't want to be at home. He said I will be needing your assistance. Please, give me a bed. I want to stay. I want to sleep here today so that this night, so that the thing will come out. The doctor said, are you crazy? Are you crazy? It's not possible. This thing must be done. He must go out with operation. You are already in the list. Go to your house. My girlfriend said she now insisted. The doctor now said this bill will be on your accord, on your account. You will take care of that bill. For you to lay in the hospital, you are the one to take care of the bill. She now said no problem, she will do it, provided let this thing come out of me. To cut the long story short, a night passed, nothing happened. The doctor now said, I know you are not with your right mind, go home. She now exuded faith. I said, no, I will go for another day. I know this thing will come out, because when this man said it, it must be so. So to cut the whole story short, she spent 3 nights in the hospital, nothing happened. I think she said a night is about 800 or 900 or so. Nothing happened. He said she now cried her life, a vow that none of these people will come near her, and not tell her just be studying the word of Almighty. Therefore, I have to call my son. I said, but I sent my son there. Oh, he never tell me nothing. So immediately I dropped with her. I called my son. Come, look at what I heard about this man. He said, Mommy, you think it's real? He said, all this thing is money business. He said, that is where he now tell me that he's conducting the both side, both Sunday and Saturday. In fact, Sunday is the make service. Then my son said, even while the election was going on about this Buhari, he said they now asked this Suleiman who's to win the election. Suleiman said, I see the one in the seat repeating the office again, which means to say, good luck, Jonathan is the one to win. Unfortunately, Buhari did. You see, he said when Buhari won now, this governor, I don't know whether is called Governor YAH. So that one unbucked him. I said, you are a fake prophet. You prophesied that good luck supposed to win, but now Buhari did. So with that, he said, not said to YAH, say you will die in 2 or 3 months' time. What month are we now and what year are we now? YAH, the man, is still alive. And I said, stop! You didn't tell me any of these things. So that was how I stopped him, I think about 2 years ago. So why are we doing these things? We are doing it for the sake of our brethren, that you don't remain under their wicked anointing. So right now, like by now you understand our study already. We get we are also into the numeric code of Father Yahuwah. That number 1 is his uniqueness that brought us both angel and humanity under his governorship, and 2 we see it is the code of union. That is like that of a husband and wife. And from number 2, as that of husband and wife, so we are with Yahuwah, that his uniqueness now lead him into union. His union, that is what make us one with him, just like husband and wife becoming one. Now we now take number 1 and plus it with 2, then we get 3. And number 3, we know what it is. That is the family tree be extended, the glory of his trinity. Due to this subject, number 3, it is his seal of ownership. So right now we are dealing with number 3, 7 and 10. That now number 7, it is his signature. What is signature? Signature simply make up of 2 words. That the nature of your sign, nature. The sign of your nature. As you are, you have everyone on earth, both devil himself have a sign of nature, whether a sign of paradise or a sign of the link of fire in your nature. That is what makes signature. So sign of your nature, which is the number 7 of Father Yahuwah, that holds us, the sign of his eternal ownership upon us. That is his sign, the sign of Father Yahuwah, and his nature is upon us eternally. The elect, I missed to say. Now we also take 3 now, the sign of his nature with the seal of his ownership, plus it together, then we'll get number 10. And number 10, it is the royal law, which simply means, the code simply means also, we will be bought and paid for. We were bought with code 3, and we were paid for with 7. Plus it together, it is 10. So he bought us with his number 3, and he paid for us with his number 7. 3 plus 7, that is 10. We will be bought and paid for with his royal law. That is the 10 commandment. That is the 10 homos provided or produced by hypothalamus and dispatched by this pituitary gland, anterior and posterior. So right now we are going to look into the first commandment and the first homos. The first commandment said, "You shall not set any other Elohim before me." Exodus 20 verses 3. And the first homos is also says something similar. Exactly, you know, the two must work together. They don't contradict each other. The first homos is saying also, don't have other satanic growth before me. HGH. So I just want to put the picture so that you see it from the illustration. Here is human growth homos, and this is the satanic. And this natural growth homos. Let me first of all give you the scripture. Exodus 20 verses 3, Matthew 22 37 to 38. You can read it on your quiet time. Now, the normal growth homo, that is the number one homo, what he is doing, as soon as the very moment you are being birthed, this natural growth hormone will speed your growth from the very moment you will be born down to age 20. When it gets to age 20, then it will stop. Not that it will stop finally, but you are growing, but now slowly, not fastly like before. He don't speed it anymore. Now he take it gradually because you are already mature. Number 20, according in the Bible, in the royal law, it is the age of maturity. So anyone that have to serve in the army of Yahuwah, there must be from 20 years. So 20 years in the royal law is maturity. Exactly the same thing this homos is doing. When you get to 20, it will speed your growth from day 1 right to 20 years of age. When you get to 20, then it slow it down. But you are still growing. Now, however, a satanic version now came. Jesus, the hail Zeus from Eden's garden, now modify the satanic homo, that even though the natural one stop growing you fastly, I have a way out. Just take this injection. This injection you are seeing it costs $50,000 US to get your body grab, to get that $6 in your stomach. Just all your muscle, because the natural growth hormone is growing the muscle, is growing every part of your bones and muscles, is the one to give you height. So when it stop, devil now bring out another growth that if you have money you can acquire it. They are also taking some pills. I will also put it now some tablets if you don't have money for the injection to inject yourself. You can also take the tablet. Now these hormones will make you swell. Did you see that their breasts? Because they say what Father Yahuwah is doing is not good enough. Devil now came in as another Elohim that is growing their body for them, that they will go and pop up their breasts, satanic version, and pump up their acts, satanic version, and their lips, satanic version, even their peanuts. In this human growth hormone, they also have it. If you want to enlarge your penis, that you have to go for this what do they call it, surgical surgical penis enlargement, that they have to take off all your body penis and inject this thing inside your penis. That as soon as you get erection, your penis is becoming longer and fatter. They said they can extend it, your growth or your penis or whatever, from 1 inch to 4 inches. This is what this hormones is adding into you. Now, Father Yahweh said, "Thou shalt not have another Elohim before me. If you do, is punishable by death." Read Exodus 32. He killed almost 3,000 souls. Exactly what this hormones is also doing, the natural growth hormones. He said, if you keep playing satanic and blocking my way to grow up your body instead of me doing it, therefore I'm going to give you a disease called acromegaly, osteoporosis, and impotence. Above all, if you keep doing it and you refuse to stop, I will cause the dysfunction in your heart and give you now untimely death. So these are natural growth hormone. If you become a stubborn block to him, it will punish you by death. And that is the first hormone. And the first commandment says you should not have other Elohim before me. If you do, it's punishable by death. So this is what is in our body. In the 10 hormone sitting right direct in our mouth, in the pituitary gland. So someone should wake up and fear Yahuwah. Here is the drugs part or tablet part or whatever. You see, it will grow up your body like this. Exactly the satanic version of growth. Now again, a little experience of mine, because the things of the Most High has to do with practical, spiritual and physical. That is what we see throughout the royal law. Again, we apply it, our daily lifestyle or our vision lifestyle or our spiritual lifestyle. We apply it to whatever we are doing, because this one also go with this message. Even for the very first day, this message being given, this was what Messiah himself said unto me, that in this vision again, I was in this vision in a place, a very large plasma, in fact like a cloud was set on my face. That the elect not just line up, they want to hear me address this very issue. They line up and we are waiting for me to talk about this very issue of blood. Now, in my right hand side, there is a very huge man whose face I cannot see due to his tallness. I couldn't see his face. Again, on my back, another thing was also there. I couldn't also see that thing face, but now I knew it was a demon. It was hiding on my back. That in this vision, the elect give full attention, waiting for me to address this issue. So when I look at them, I want to give them my full attention. So that one that was hiding on my back would just touch me. This touch was like a touch of a friendship. It was really playing with me. When he touched me, I would just burst into laugh, begin to laugh. He himself will also do the same. So when I thought at my left hand side to see the one who touched me from my back, he will hide himself more, that I were unable to see him. So right now, that kind of a touch, to me, it was a distraction. So when I see I cannot see to his face, again, I will focus on the plasma for the elect that is waiting for me to address this blood issue. Again, before you know, if I want to give them my attention, this thing will tap me on my back again. It keep repeating it all night. That was Shabbat night. That was 3 weeks ago, the very day we start this message. So now, if I turn over, I can't see him. That was what he did to me throughout that night. It was a distraction. So when it was about 5 to 6 in the morning, as I was about to do my prayer devotion, now the man that was standing at my right hand side now said unto me, be very serious. This message is your crown of glory. Immediately I heard that woke me up from I stood on my feet, and I said, it's my crown of glory. Therefore, I now begin to rebuke distraction. If you watch part 1 to part 3, you will see I was really strongly, flesh was really working so hard in me. Because I intend to stop it at part 1 and go for another topic. If you see, there was a lot of dragging. The rock would drag me again. The second part, the first part, my tongue take me down. The second part, the same thing. I said in the second part, this is the last part. He couldn't walk that way, another thing spread out. Again, if you also listen to the third part, the same thing. I was also dragging is the last, but it's not so. You see, so today we are going to do that of the blood. I pray time also permit me. There I now said, I give it up to you. Extend it to any part you want. It is your word. So right now, why am I saying this? Elect, get ready, as it is also your crown of glory. This very message, it is unique. Now, let us start the stage, set the stage with this very earth. You and me is living. We're also going to talk about number 3 briefly. This very earth, you and me live. He also took 3 parts. Number 1, crest. And number 2, melter. And number 3, core. This earth we are living, you and me, it took 3 forms. And again, according to scientists, they also said 70% of the whole earth is of water, and only 30% is the dry land where we live. That is to say, 7% is filled of water, and 3% is the dry land where you and me live. We still get the number 3, 7 plus it together 10. So Father Yahuwah is this something. So right now let us go into the anatomy of our heart. So anatomy, excuse me, of our hearts, the blood and tissues that flows through our heart, our vein. So number one, where is it? Anatomy, yeah, of the blood. Yeah, okay, I start with the blood. Our blood have 3 great service. Blood have 3 great service in our lives. Number one, transporting system, and number 2, regulating our pH to stay put in 7.35 to 7.45. pH simply means power of hydrogen. Now, number, I think I quote 2 already. This is where the time is going. Okay, number 3, to protecting us against diseases. These are the 3 functions of our blood. You see, again, it took 3 dimensions. pH also took 3 forms. Number 1, protein. And number 2 is phosphate. Number 3, carbonate. Excuse me, not carbonate. Number 3 is bicarbonate. Bicarbonate, that is the 3rd one. Again, we also have 3 heart chamber. Our heart also took 3 forms. You see, the whole thing has to do with 3, 3, 3. Number one is called atria. And this atria, it works left and right. The core of this is atria, and number 1 is right atrium, and number 2 left atrium, and number 3, let me check. Okay, ventricle. That is the 3rd part. Again, our largest blood vessels called abdominal aorta also took again 3 forms. It has 3 branches. Number 1, visceral, and number 2, parietal, and number 3, terminal. You see, we have again 3 major blood class. Number 1, arteries, and number 2, arteries, and number 2, veins, and number 3, capillaries. You see, the OT go 3, 3, 3. We still have more. There we go again. Our blood is also composed. Our blood composition is also 3 form. It took 3 form again. Number 1, plasma, a pale or yellowish fluid part of our blood blood volume, who took about 55% of our blood volume. Plasma is the largest blood in our body. It took 55% of our blood. And number 2, leukocytes, which is also called the white blood cell, took only 1% of our blood volume. And number 3, erythrocytes, which is they call scarlet or red blood, also it took 45% of our blood volume. Now, the yellowish blood called plasma consists 90% of water, and it has again 3 proteins that balance our system. Number 1 is called albumin, and number 2, I'm coming, I write them here over here. And number 2 is it? So the number 2 is called globulins, and number 3, fibrinogen. So this is the system in our body. Now, red blood cells, also called erythrocytes, which occupy 45% of our blood, is to carry oxygen throughout our body. Again, the white blood cell, also called leukocyte, is to fight off infection And the purple blood is red and blue mixed together. That is oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Now the blue blood is in our vein. All our vein is blue. That is why you see sometimes it's green, but it's not green, because all the tutorial said is blue, and it's blue. We know it is blue. So why the blood is blue? Because there is no oxygen in it. Then again, where is it? Is it deoxygenate blood? Is it, yeah? You take in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide. You take in a purity and you bring out impurity. You take in life and you bring out death. You loop and you do. Your heart pump again 7,000 liters of blood is pumping each day, 7,000 liters. So what is all these 7,3 for? What are they for? Father YAHUAH is saying something. Yet another historicity of numerous code. Another historicity of number 3 again. You see, 3 color gave us 7 rainbow colors. Only 3 colors, then we get 7 rainbow colors: red, blue, yellow. Because the plasma blood, it is the yellow blood, which is because it mixes about 90% of water. That is why it's a bit yellowish. You see. So right now we are done with this session. Let's now unveil what this blood is in our body. What is it for? I'm sorry if I will not be able to go through all the scriptures, but I will just call it out that you can study it by yourself. So now let us unfold the mystery of all the blood vessels in us. Number 1, called plasma, the yellowish blood. I called it gold because it has color of gold. So I call it gold. And gold in the Bible, what does it represent? Faith. Your faith must be that of gold. In order to meet up with Father YAHUAH, your faith must be gold, and this blood is right living in you. Job chapter 23 verses 10. I think I will read this. So now Job chapter 23 verses 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. You see, your faith must be that of gold. Now 1 Peter chapter 1 verses 7, I read that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold. You see, it still describes our faith. Here is describing it as gold that perished, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise. Where God is already being found in fire, it will be found again unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of King Yahushua HaMashiach. Now let's get one more. Revelation 3:18. This is Messiah himself speaking. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich and white. You see, let me hang it there. You can finish all the verse. You see, gold is yellow. And the plasma that occupy 55% blood in you. And this plasma, the job that this plasma is doing in your body is to fight away that deoxygenate blood, carbon dioxide. It is to fight away every waste of the body. That is the job of this plasma, which is in you. What is faith doing? Faith is to enable you to really believe that this is what Father YAHUAH wants you to be, and you go for it. That is the work of faith, that although you didn't see, but you believe it. That is the job of faith. The blood is right in you. And again, this yellowish blood, sometimes yellow have all kinds of color. You can find dark, you can find light, all kinds of color of yellow. The dark side is fire. That if you refuse to walk in faith with YAHUAH, this blood will turn fire in you against you, which is the link of fire. That one we are going to establish it later of this message. So right now, let us go for the scarlet blood. No, excuse me, the white blood. One more scripture. 1 for the plasma blood. I won't let this go. It's very important. Exodus 25 verses 18. We are still talking about gold. And thou shalt make two cherubs of gold, and of beaten work shalt thou make them in the two ends of the mercy seats. You see, this gold must be a beaten work. This is what you are seeing now, the plasma. You see it? It has all kinds of yellowish color. You see, devil refused, because like we discussed in the first clip, devil refused to be beaten. This gold must be beaten. As he refused to be beaten, that is why this yellowish blood now turned link of fire in the devil. And if you allow this, if you don't allow this plasma blood to be faith in you, walking and living for Yahuwah, he will turn link of fire, as he has already been turned on devil. You must get a gold. You can do a research to have a gold. It must be of a beating work. That no matter what beaten against you, that faith must be like that of gold. It must be wonderful. So now the white blood cell. The white blood cell always fights out of our body infection. Now this white blood cell, I call it don't stain me. Okay, look at yourself now. Have you been there? Put it all white, go to party or whatever party you go. Now you will be very much careful as you are on white, for no stain to come into it. Exactly what this white blood cells is doing in us. And this white blood cells in us, it makes holiness. Don't stain me. That is purity. Don't stain me. And the righteousness of the Yahuwah in us should not allow no fetish or Babylonian or mark of the beast system. The white blood cell is fighting away infection. That is how the righteousness of Father Yahuwah that is in us, which is called purity, is supposed to be fighting away from you any impurity. And said, don't stain me. Don't connive me. I put on white from head to toe. Don't stain me. That is how your lifestyle should have been. And if you refuse to do that, you will see the repercussion. Now, Revelation 19 verses 8, about our purity. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the linen is the righteousness of the saint. It must be white. It must be clean. That is purity. Verses 14 again. Excuse me. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. You see, this is how you should have been. Your lifestyle should have been due to the blood, to reflect that white blood cell inside of you. Now, Psalm 24 gave us another perspective of what white is. Psalm 24, I read from verses 3. Okay, who shall ascend into the hill of Yahuwah, or who shall stand in his holy presence? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor swore falsely. These are the only person that will stand in his presence. You see? So now you can also read Psalm 73 verses 1. Psalm 73 verses 1. It said, surely Yahuwah is good to Yisrael, even to such as are of a clean heart, of a clean, pure heart. When your heart is clean, as the white blood cells does in your body, it will fight away every impurity. Now let's see one more what righteousness does, or purity. Revelation 3:4. Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis. Sardis, you remember, is the dead congregation, which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. You see, because they live purity lifestyle of King Yehoshua. Therefore, even though Sardis is the most disgusting group of congregation, but yet there are some people in there that did not stain their garments, that still live their purity life. Among them, the lifestyle of Messiah. So let's go for another. For the white blood cell that it lives in you, which makes don't stain me, and purity. You can also see 1 John chapter 3 verses 3. No time to read that. Now, number 3, the scarlet blood. You know, this scarlet blood, we, by his grace, we are able to differentiate the two character. The scarlet blood, the tutors said that normally they don't have answer to it. They call it, sometimes they will say dark blood, and to differentiate the dark blood and the pure red blood, they will call it like that, dark blood and red blood. That is how far they can differentiate it. But however, by his grace, we are able to differentiate these two character. The scarlet blood, it represents sins, which I call sin. Where is it? Sin, death, and resurrection. That is what the scarlet blood in you. I think this one is also being found in your, I think your heart or soul. The scarlet blood. The blood is somewhere, I forgot for the research. It's not really that red. It's a bit dark. So the tutors call it dark blood. And the other one, they will call it red blood. So let's break into two. Now I break it already. I adjusted my homework down. So the scarlet blood, I called it a sin, death, and resurrection. You see, our sins brought about the death of Messiah. It brought about death today. The sin our forefather did in Genesis 3, there we see the death took place. Now, that sin brought about the Holy One. He that knew no sin now came onto this earth to be baptized as a sinner. So he took up that form of sinner upon himself in order for you and me to have eternal life and not to live in the eternal state of damnation. So our sin brought about the scarlet. That was why in Matthew 27 verse 28, he said when they were about to crucify him, they now put on him scarlet robe. And again, in the altar of Yahuwah, burnt offering altar, yes, in the tent of meeting or tabernacle, the altar of Yahuwah is always being covered with a scarlet robe. So they will cover, that is the altar of sacrifice. Each time they are done, they will cover it with scarlet, representing our sin, that the blood of Messiah, he that knew no sin, is the one to come and cover us and redeem us from destruction. And we'll see that that is the death part. And the resurrection part, Matthew 27, I think for 45 to 50, let us see the resurrection of the Old Testament saints. And you can also find this from the royal law, the gospel of Nicodemus from chapter 12 to 20. He gave us the divine mystery in hell, what took place over there. And also the gospel of Bartholomew. So they told us what took place over there. So we see the resurrection. And the sin, death, and resurrection. So that's our sin brought about death today. Also the death of Messiah. And he also brought redemption, which is the resurrection. As he died for us, we are being resurrected with him. And we also see this revelation in Revelation 20 verses I think 4 to 6. In the 1,000-year reign of Messiah, the first resurrection. That is what we are fighting for, to be among the first resurrection. Because this is the resurrection that is about to be occurred now. That is why we are doing more study these days for the sake of our brethren in this graveyard called the Christendom. You see, so that is for the scarlet. Now we are going for the purple. I couldn't read any verse of the scarlet, but you can just go as I quoted it, read it for yourself for the sake of time. Okay, let me quote all the verses. Matthew 27, 28, the scarlet robe. Number 4, verses 8. Hebrews 9, 22. Without the sharing of the blood, there won't be a remission for sin. And again, we see this scarlet blood did a lot of greatness in the life of Rahab, the prostitute. When you can read Joshua chapter 2, you will find it there. The scarlet blood was the sign that when Father Yahuwah is going to destroy what do they call it, Jericho, Rahab will be spared. So as she and her family will be spared from that destruction. And it was so that the scarlet was being tied on a widow as a sign for destruction not to come to her. That is the resurrection. Again, we also found the scarlet also being tied in the twins, in the hands of the twins, the firstborn, Zara. in Genesis 38 from 27 to 30. So the case of these twins, what they call the firstborn, was trying to take over the place of the Zara, and from the lineage of Zara, that is where Messiah came from. Because for that always take from step to step, that is how it separate water from the water, it separate people from the people. These were twins in the womb, and the firstborn, what did they call it? That was, no, he wasn't the firstborn. Zara was the one who bring out her hands. Immediately the midwife now tied the scarlet rope on his hand to mark him to be the firstborn. But as soon as it's been tied, the baby now take his hand back to the womb again. And there was war in that womb that, what they call it, Pharisees also. Then he was dragged to come out first because he's a thief. He wanted to steal the bloodline of Messiah. So that one that came out first, Pharisees also. But Zara now came out late. But he was the one who first of all stretched forth his hand, that the midwife now marked his hand to be the firstborn. If you go to the descending lineage of Messiah, Matthew, you will see Zara there is being reckoned in the lineage of Messiah. So this is what the blood do for us. It rescued us, it preserved us for the real thing. Now we are going for the purple. So the purple blood, which I called early royalty, I name it so because it is the royalty of the earth. Now what give us purple? It was blue and red. So that is where we get the purple from. The scarlet, the blood, and the purple. That is Messiah or blood now mixed up with a blue perfection. That is the purple, the royalty. See 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 9, Revelation 6:1, John 19:1 to 2, Luke 16 verses 19. I will read some however. So John 19 verses 1 and 2. Then Pilate therefore took Yahushua and scourged him. And the soldier put a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe. It's royalty. But they thought they were mocking. They were fulfilling scripture. Because it was blue and blood, scarlet, that gave us this purple color. That is the heavenly authority and the early royalty mixed together. So that is what they put on him, because now he's about to do the work of redemption. That is why I love the royal law so much. Each one of them gave us a different perspective. That is why we must not stick with one aspect of them. We take it the way we found it. You see, Matthew gave scarlet blood. And to my understanding, they first of all put this purple on him. Now that he was about to be crucified, they now put the scarlet just to fulfill scripture. You see, scripture today and eternally has already been fulfilled before our very eyes. Now, because he is our high priest. He is our eternal high priest. And we'll see that from Hebrew. And now, Luke chapter 15, verses 17. And they clothed him with purple. You see, they put purple on him again. As they were talking about, but let me finish it. And plaited a crown of thorns and put it about his head. You see, because he's doing the works of redemption, and for him to get us out of this eternal damnation, devil brought about, it is to mix the royal authority of heaven and the early royalty together. That is the purple. That is where we get the purple. So now, 1 Peter 2 verses 9. Also said, we are a royal priesthood. We are a peculiar people. We are a chosen generation. This is our royalty. The early royalty is the purple color. Now Luke 16:19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen. You see? This royalty is for kings, early prince, I mean to say. They always put it on. It is royalty. That one is so clear. So right now we are going into the red blood. Now let's first of all deal with the blue color. I love this. This is awesome. I bless you, Father. Now the blue color in our vein, that is the desogenated blood. There is no oxygen in it. Why is it that? And why is it so? You see, blue, I also call it out here, heavenly divine royalty. This is heavenly divine. Everything blue has to do with everything heavenly. It's all about heaven, the blue color. You see the sky blue, the blue ocean. According to scientists, already I quoted it, they said 70% of this earth is of water. Is of water, and only 30% is dry land. You see, and when you look at the water, the ocean, they are all blue. So what is Father Yahuwah saying to us? Automatically, what he's saying to us is that the earth, the blue water that cover the surface of the deep. You can see Genesis 1, I think, from verses 1 to 3. The water, it said the Ruach HaKodesh now hovering over the surface of the water. So the whole earth was covered with water. What is Father Yahuwah saying? In a nutshell, he is letting us know that the color blue, which is the water that covered the surface of the deep, was nothing less than Father Yahuwah himself. That the earth is the character of Father Yahuwah himself. It is the characteristic of Father Yahuwah himself. Now, one question for you and me: why all these colors in our blood, or the one we see outside? Why all this color in the veil, in the holies of holies, in the temple? Color blue, color scarlet, color purple, or whatever. Why? Because color reflects the dignity and the characteristic of Father Almighty Yahuwah. That the only way you can reflect all these colors in your life is simply you put on the white garments to fight away every single impurity. When you put on this white garment, then you begin to see the reflection of all this color, which is Father Yahuwah himself. That is his characteristic. That is who he is. The blue color is heavenly. The surface of the deep was covered with water. Why the blood is desogenated? Now, in your house, in your shower, or in your kitchen, what is the sign of the cold water? Blue. Why the red? That is why we are going to establish the red at last. Stand for red. And in the sky, there is also water in the sky. What happens? They are all blue. The blue sky, the blue sea, also in the land, the blue ocean. That one we still found testimony that all the seas before the creation of Yahuwah was blue. So blue has to do with everything about Yahuwah himself. Again, I was in this revelation. I will also put it because this is awesome and it is powerful. This is nothing but just an illustration. This is my luggage. I have about 7 luggages. In the revelation, I always go with this bag. I always take it and I will stand in the gate. I'm waiting for the flight to come and take me home. So this is the bag I always carry. I have about seven bags, and also they are all with 7 different color blue. They are all 7 colors. But I always take this colored one, this multiple colored one. Now in this vision again, I was with this bag just as I pack it, so it's funny. Never mind. So I was waiting for a flight to take me home, and what did I see? And I saw a blue flight coming from the heavens. As soon as I saw it, I said, I'm already here waiting for you. I'm going home. A blue flight was being sent to me. Then in that vision, as I just saw it, I begin to smile and I begin to worship. I say, yes, this flight is being sent on the account of me for rapture. They are now used the words of Enoch. When Enoch was about to be ascended into heaven, exactly this word, that is what I found. And because I read the book of Enoch, it's awesome and it's powerful. As you can see, I put it here. The book of YAH, chapter 3. You see, Enoch was translated in rapture. So that was the what Enoch said in this very book of YAH, chapter 3. That is what I also said in this revelation. I said, this blue flight is being sent on account of me. So this is the bag I always carry because I want to go home. Blue. Now this blue color reflects the dignity of who Father Yahuwah is, he proved that this is the color of the heavens. Now we are going to see it now. I will read all because I want to prove it very clear to you, because it's in your vein. This blue is in you. Now, why did the blood of the blue, or the blue blood in our vein, there's no oxygen in it? Here is why. This blue blood should have been the blood to carry us for all eternity. Every single blood in us before the fall was blue. That is perfection. Blue represents love, completeness, perfection. Everything that has to do with love is this blue. So this was the blue according to vision given unto me by his grace, by the power of the Ruach. The blue, of course, we found testimony. We still found this testimony today in us. So we can see it all over us, in our vein. The reason why the blood was to carry us for all eternity, full of oxygen, because this blue blood that is being oxygenated today, it is because of sin. That is why he stepped back from carrying you for this temporary period, because this blood cannot carry no one for temporary period. Rather, it will carry you for all eternity. And already we are in the state of sin. This blue blood cannot carry you. If assuming this blue blood was the one to carry us, we all will have doomed. We all will have been in eternal damnation. There will have been redemption for us. So for there to be redemption for us, that was why Father Yahuwah stopped the flow of the blue color of blood in us, not to do carry us, but the red blood takes over. And that's what we are about to see now. In the Genesis 3, before the fall, the blue blood was the one running through our vein. And this blue blood, you don't need to exhale out any carbon dioxide. No, you will be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh 24/7. Now we live, we breathe. You loop, you die. You loop, you die. You loop, you die. You breathe out death. You take in life. You see, it wasn't so at the beginning before the fall. The fall was that why the blue blood deceased from functioning. It stepped back for the blood of atonement to take over. Horrible Sakayaba. Yereba sekeyekebo. Hima sakayebo sekeyekebo. Hima sekeyekebo. El hima satulubu yekebo. Hima satulubu yekebo. The blue blood step back for you and me to have eternal. For you and me, just like Father Yahuwah did in Genesis chapter 3, I think from verse 22 to 24. Read it. After he chased them, our forefather, out of the Eden's garden, he said, because they have become one of us, knowing good and evil, they are not allowed anymore to lay in the garden of Eden before you do, so that in order for them not to stretch forth their hand to go eat from the tree of life, because the tree of life was also in Eden's garden. So it removed them from the Eden's garden and put a flaming sword to protect it. And it now close up the functioning of this blue blood. Because if this blue blood has to be working, then we all are headed to the link of fire. But the blue blood is still in us as a sign of eternity. That when you rapture now, when you meet up with Messiah in the cloud, right away the blue blood is going to take over. Because the blue blood, there is no need to exhale. There is no death in the blue blood. The blue blood serves for all eternity. That is the signature of Father Yahuwah, sign and nature. The blue represents everything that has to do with Yahuwah. That was why it stopped the flow of the blue blood. You cannot serve in this land filled with iniquity. Now let the blood of atonement take over. So now let us go into scripture. Breaking my own experience and a vision, what I understand about blue, it is the blood of eternity. It represents eternal life. That when this blood takes over, you will not die. When this blood begins to work in you right now, as you rapture, you live for all eternity. No need to exhale. No more carbon dioxide. You will be filled 24 hours with oxygen, the breath of heaven. It is the breath of the Yahuwah, the blue color, the blue blood in you. is served for eternity. Unfortunately, if you don't live righteously, that blue blood is still going to serve eternally for you in the lake of fire. It makes eternal state. That is what the blood for. Now let us go into scripture to confirm this. Numbers chapter 4 from verses 5. I'm not taking this scripture in sensation. I will just break it. The parts that pertain to blue, that is where I'm going to read. For you to know that blue, it is Almighty for the Yahuwah himself. Verses 5. When the camp are set forward, Aaron shall come and his son, and they shall take down the covering veil and cover the ark of the testimony with it, and shall put thereon the covering of Baghdad skin, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the stave thereof. And 7. And upon the table of showbread, they shall spread a cloth of blue. That is 2. And put thereon the dishes and the spoons, and the bowl, and the covers to cover whereof, and the continual bread shall be thereon. Then I go to 9. And they shall take a cloth of blue and cover this candlestick of the light, and his lamp, and his tongues, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto me. Okay. Now 11. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of Baghdad skin, and shall put to the stave thereof. Okay. Now 12. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of Baghdad skin, and shall put thereon a bell. You see everything in the sanctuary. This is amazing. Hima santulubu yeke Himorabo seke yakabu. Hey, Himorabo seke o. I bless you, Father. You see everything in the altar, in the temple which you are, it needs to be covered with blue. All is blue. All the covering. Only one place is being covered with scarlet. That is the altar of sacrifice, which represents Messiah himself. So let's get some more. Now, Exodus 24 verses 10, I read. And they saw the Yahuwah of Yisrael, and there was under his feet as it were a paved walk of sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his cleanliness. You see, sapphire, that's why I put this blue auction. Sapphire is always has to do with blue. That is the body of heaven. This is the color of the Yahuwah, the divine, the heavenly divine royalty. That is what I call it. Let's get some more. Now, Numbers 15, I read from 38 to 39. Spake unto the children of Israel, and bind them that they make them fragile in their burdens of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put upon the franchise of the borders of their robe blue. Did you hear that? And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahuwah, and do them, that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go. After ye used to go, excuse me, I'm so excited. Oh, I bless you, Father. Holy. You see, so this is every man, the choosing, you must put a blue ribbon on your garments to remind you of the heavenly body of Yahuwah. All Yisrael needs to put that blue. Again, because this message has to do with the elect. In the vision again, because this message is fully loaded with vision since I started it, my head, in fact, I have to take 1 week off. My head was so heavy. Vision is just woven all over me that I have to take 1 week off and go for study. I said this is serious, and also into fasting, because this one is taking us somewhere. He said it is your crown of glory. Then what happened again? This vision again, I see all the house of the elect blue. The house was different. It was blue. He told me, he said, this is the house of the elect here on earth, not heaven, here on earth. Blue everywhere. Their house was blue sapphire, the body of heaven. You see, so this is the color of Father Yahuwah. Now, the French eye, that is the garment Messiah wore. What happened? What gave healing to that woman that was with issue of blood for about more than 12 years? When she touched the hem of the garment, she received healing. That is the French child that Messiah, because he is the high eternal priest. He always put on this garment, what I just read. He always put it on, he always have it. And that is what that woman touched. That as soon as she touched this blue that was in his French child, she was healed. She was cured. Heaven took place. Let's get some more. Again, time is running against me. You can read Malachi chapter 4 verses 2. It said when Messiah come, the Son of Righteousness will rise in his wings. Healing, Son of healings will rise in his wings. His wings was the French jar. That when the woman of issue of blood touched, she received healing. Let me quote also her place so that you can read it by yourself. Luke 8 for the 3 to 44, so you can read that. So right now, because time is also good, let us quickly establish the red path, the red bloods. Okay, now 6, the red blood, the very oxygenated blood in you and me that make us live today, which I called immortality and judgment. So the red blood is serving as for us, is serving as temporary for you to enter into immortality and judgment. So right now we'll see this red blood, how it's working for everyone. Whether you believe or you don't believe, whether you are a devil, you are satanic children, blood is in you. There's something I forgot. Now, you see now, as we are seeing the blue blood in our vein, this is the mystery. I break the mystery already, but I forgot this. I will establish it. Go to the hospital, go to the doctor. Let them take your blood off the vein. You won't see blue. Sorry, you are going to see red, because the red is the one serving now as a representative of the blue. Where immediately you are the red is done, we enter into internal state, the rapture, the elect, then the blue will take over. You see, you are going to see the red. That is the mystery in it. You are seeing it physically, you see it, it's blue. But when doctor put whatever there, draw the blood out of you, you can see blue blood, you are going to see red blood. That is the mystery. It's concealed for now. It must not be seen now. It must not serve for you to see it now. But you can see it through your body, but you cannot see the blue blood. No, that is the mystery. So right now, the red blood, which is serving for immortality and judgment. Let's see what the immortality is. How this red blood is making intercession. Whether you are born again, you are not born again, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindus, whatever, the synagogue of Satan, the satanic trinity, whatever, prostitute, whatever you are, as far as you are living, every living thing, this blood serves for oxygen. Now we are going to see why this blood is serving for every single thing on earth. It doesn't really matter you have to righteous. No. Matthew 5 verses 45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. You see, he causes his sun to shine for you even though you are evil. He causes rain to fall for you even though you are demonic children. You see, this is what the red blood is doing. This is the side of immortality. Now we are going to the side of judgment. You can also see 1 Corinthians chapter 15 for the immortality side. 1 Corinthians 15, I think verse 53 to 54. Isaiah 28 verses 8. You can read this in your quiet time. So I quote Matthew 5 verse 45 already. So now let us see the judgment part, the side of the judgment of the blood. Revelation 19:13, Isaiah 63 verses 1 to 4. Let me read it. Revelation 19 verses 13, I read. And he was clothed with, he's talking about Messiah. You can read it from 1 to, you can read the whole topic. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahuwah. And the army which were with him, I read it already. You see, his garment is dipped in the blood. So right now, let us see what the garment, why his garment was dipped in the blood. Isaiah 63, verse 1. Who is that? Who is this that cometh from Edom with a dyed garment? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garment like him that treads in the wine fat? I have treaded the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my hunger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood, listen now, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain my garment with their blood, for the day of vengeance is in my heart. You see, the day of vengeance, when it comes, that is the red blood. He said he's going to stain the blood of the Edom, the Gentiles, with his garment. So that is the side of the red. Now let us quickly see the part or the side of the devil, because for that of the rainbow color, we are going to include it with the altar. That is why I keep putting this as an illustration. We are the tabernacle, we are the altar of Yahuwah. That is our family, stay in tune. This is another biggest of the biggest. I'm going to do this in the midst of the week, the one you call Wednesday, 4 days from today, or Wednesday. I'm going to upload this, the altar, and the spiritual marriage and the physical marriage. All these things, it is sex rituals. All these things you are seeing in the altar, it is sex rituals. And we are going to see the physical marriage and the spiritual marriage, and the sperm of man, what is being given for, and what he is doing, what is he providing, why they're giving other sperm. This one, it is another biggest of the biggest. Just be into Wednesday, I will upload that one. So right now, then I will establish it with a rainbow color. So right now, let us see the side of the devil. Now, number 7, which I also called devil couldn't fake it. Devil have all colors. Also, he have the purple, which is the Roman Catholicism. He has the blue, the white. They use the gold. They have all colors except but one, the blue, that represent heavenly, the eternity. Devil could not fake it at all. He could not fake it at all. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake this. Not that he doesn't want to, but there is no ability to do that. Not that he doesn't love, or not that he doesn't try, but there is no ability to do that. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. Not that he doesn't want to, but he couldn't, because he has a limit. Now let's read. Revelation 17. He couldn't fake this. This blew off my mind. I was broken. When I couldn't find the blue from the organization of Satan, therefore Satan has a limit. Revelation 17, 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon A scarlet colored a beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 hairs and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stone and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. This is the state of Christianity. Devil could not fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. He could not fake it at all. Devil could not fake this at all. Oh. Hey, Satan couldn't fake this at all. Devil could not fake this at all. Hey, he couldn't fake it at all. He couldn't fake it at all. He couldn't. He faked the Shabbat. He faked the name. He faked the feast. He faked every single thing. The tithe, he faked it and he modified to money. Genetic modified, he modified the scripture. He faked everything, the name, every single the feast, the calendar. Tell me what he has not faked. Only the heavens, the blue color, he couldn't fake it. He faked all things. The priesthood, their Catholicism, their Pope said he's God representative. He said he is God on earth. In fact, he is not representing nobody. He said he is God. That all Protestants, they are under him. He couldn't take the blue. Have you ever seen the word blue in their priestly administration? No, he couldn't. Not that he doesn't want to, but he has a limit. He couldn't take it. Now, this is the last part, number 8. The rainbow color. And 3 of our blood, the plasma, the red cell or blood cell, and the blue blood cell, gave this rainbow color. He gave it. You can see Genesis, the rainbow covenant. Genesis 9 verses 8 to 17. You will see. Now here is the question: who is the rainbow? And if you go, so that of the princely garment, we are going to add it to our study for the midst of the week of Wednesday. So be ready to receive this spiritual, or now spiritual speaking, the spiritual span, what he's doing in your body, and the physical span, the seed of man, what is doing spiritually and physically. So we'll deal with that next week on Wednesday. So I'm going to include that of the priestly garment, because this color is also being found in the priestly garment. We will find it. We will see. We will establish that one with the altar. 3 days or 4 days from today. Now, who is the rainbow? Who is the rainbow color? Why the giving of the rainbow? You and me know. For the earth not to be destroyed, like he did before. You know, he wiped every single thing out and he left only 8 people. And he gave us, this is the covenant of the rainbow. He gave us the promise that he won't do that anymore. Not that he's not going to destroy the wicked one, but he will not wipe them out at a time like what he did before. As Messiah says, his coming is like the days of Noah and Lot. Now, when he comes, he's not going to destroy everybody at a time like his father did. No. He's going to eliminate them. He's going to destroy them gradually, step by step. Now, in the days of Noah, only 8 people were saved. So how can he come now and kill everybody and leave only 8 people? That was the days of Noah. He is not going to do it like that. It's like the days of Noah. That is the wickedness of Noah's days is repeating himself. He will destroy them, but gradually, not one time. So that is the meaning of Messiah saying when he said, he will his day is coming, it will be like the days of Noah. And now again, this is the covenant of the rainbow, that you won't be among those that Father Yahuwah will destroy. And this rainbow color is set it on the cloud, and it is right inside of you and me. We carry rainbow blood. We carry this rainbow. We carry this covenant. Let's see one scripture before I round up. So now we are going to see who is this rainbow himself. And immediately, Revelation 4. From verses 2, you can read if you will. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in the heaven, and one sit on the throne, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper, and a siding a stone, and there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald. You see, in the throne of Father Yahuwah, this rainbow is banner all over. Is banner all over. This is deep also. This is no other one but King Yahushua and the Ruach HaKodesh. The two angels that is of beauty work to banner the mercy seat. Now let's prove one more. Now Ezekiel 1 verse 28. As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, is talking about rainbow here. So was because this was the covenant that when you see the rainbow, when a banner over the cloud, you know I remember my covenant with humanity not to destroy them like I've done before. So was the appearance of the brightness round about. It's talking about the throne of Father Yahuwah. You can read it all. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Father Yahuwah. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake with me. This is the throne of Father Yahuwah. What banner in Israel is this? And the power that banner, the angels that banner over him in this mercy seat, the most holy, it is two angels. The right angel is King Yahushua, while the left angel is Ruach HaKodesh. And before, that was the place of Satan. By then he was Lucifer, and this is the color Father Yahuwah also used to build the seat of Lucifer once before, the eternal high, the once high priest or praise. So we are going to see this in 3 or 4 days time, which is the midst of the week, Wednesday. I'm going to establish this. I'm just briefing to conclude our message. So here is the power that lead Israel from the wilderness and down to the promised land. The rainbow, the cloud, it was on the cloud. He was the one, which is Yahushua himself. Exodus 30:21, 16:10, 40:34. So these are next to 3 days time we will establish what this means. And this rainbow is right in our blood. If you live for Father Yahuwah, it will become eternal life for you. But if you live for devil, it will be eternal destruction also for you. Father Yahuwah, I praise and I bless you through the voice of Psalm 29. To you be all praise. So family and people, this is the mystery of the blood in ox. So on Wednesday, there you will also see the mystery of sperm, spiritual sperm and physical sperm. Stay in tune. Father, to you be all praise. Hallelujah. Orobo Santaya Baye Korobo Shandala Babaye. Kerebos Kurimahan Talababaya Koroborokos Klimahan Talababaya. Hallelujah. Devil could not fake it.